I remember the first time that I held a beauty in my hands. My dad came over to me and handed me a crisp $10 Canadian bill. "Natalie, this is for you. Keep it. Don't spend it. Let it serve as a memorial for you." I've always been a fan of the beauty of Canadian currency, but this banknote was different. On it, I saw an enlarged image of a beautiful lady, and this lady was a person of color. Viola Desmond, a Black female entrepreneur in the 1940s who fought for her rights against segregation in Nova Scotia, Canada. History was certainly made that day, and somehow it awoke a part of me that had been dormant for so long. I was seeking to find even a reflection of who I was in the proud fabric of Canadian history. As a Black Canadian, history that tells my story and the story of my ancestors are a rare find. Black History Month was not a great emphasis in my suburban school curriculum. We were marginally introduced to great African American heroes. We learned about Harriet Tubman, the legendary conductor of the Underground Railroad, who brought over 700 slaves to safety, many of those who were taken to Canadian soil to obtain their freedom. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream speech was a subject that was hard to overlook as we tiptoed across the civil rights movements of the 1950s, which led way to speak about the more aggressive approach used by Malcolm X as a part of the Black Panther movement. But deep down, I yearned to know more. Who else was a part of changing a world where the color of your skin was a stain of rejection instead of a beautiful contribution to the diversity of the world we live in? What about Canada's Black history? Who were the important Canadians who made a way for me and others alike to find a home in this beautiful country for the generations to come? It took some time, an adventure through the ages, but the search did not come up empty. There were many others who I realized our world needs to remember, and I am delighted that I am not alone in this search.
Jean Augustine, Dr. King, Maya Angelou, Muhammad Ali, and Malcolm X. What do all these figures share in common? These were merely a part of the people who helped pave the way for the Black community. Their resilience and solidity helped attain justice to the Black community of the West. But it wasn't always easy. Hello everyone, my name is Maya Hassan, and I will be sharing the achievements of revolutionary and prominent Black figures in our history. Katherine Johnson was an American mathematician who was denied equality in the workplace several times before becoming NASA's most celebrated mathematician. Mae Jemison was turned down several times due to being a Black woman before she became the very first woman in space. Our very own Jean Augustine brought forth the notion of Black History Month to the Canadian government, which was officially recognized by the House of Commons in December of 1995. These compelling figures are what make up our history. The stories of such influential Black figures are an inspiration to our youth till this day, and shall continue to be a helping hand in modernizing our society. Thank you.
Our Black heroes have a long line of legacy, and even though it was hard, they never gave up the fight. People like Rosa Parks and Ruby Bridges, Martin Luther King and Harriet Tubman, they went through some horrible experiences, but they kept on working so that we wouldn't live in a broken world. With their effort, they rewrote history and sparked revolution in modern-day society. With all this perseverance, I don't think Black History Month should be celebrated for a month, but rather every day. I'm Aya Hassan, reporting from JC Vlog.
Black History Month was the last time I saw my grandmother, named Linda Edgar. At the time, I didn't know that there was COVID-19, and so I didn't know that it was the last time that I saw her until April 4th, 2 years ago. And my Black Legacy leader who I admire is the Vice President, Kamala Harris, who graduated from a historically black college.
So many men and women have dedicated their lives working towards securing a future of equality and justice for us. We have not yet finished the work. There are many others still fighting today for the justices and rights for Black lives, and others facing social injustices and prejudices. We reflect this Black History Month grateful to know that we too have a history in Canada that must be remembered and celebrated. This is an ode to the bright minds and bodies of the future who will also take their place in the legacy of the history makers of today.